The SNP test, which stands for single nucleotide polymorphism, is a DNA test used in forensics to identify people and can even find certain physical traits like eye or hair color. This can be helpful in cases because it helps figure out what people look like based off of just DNA. It was founded by Jun Wang, who was a Chinese scientist. He studies and experiments with DNA in different plants and animals. In 1999, Wang founded the bioinformatics group at BGI, which led China's contribution to sequencing 1% of the Human Genome Project.
Steps to collecting an SNP are simple. Collect a sample of DNA, such as blood, hair, or saliva. Doctors use probes and primers to bind the DNA sequence to access the SNP location. PCR is used to amplify the DNA where the SNP is located. Different methods are then used to detect SNPs. Here are some of them explained. Snapshot, a primer extension-based method where fluorescently labeled ddNTPs are used to detect the SNP. Real-time PCR uses fluorescent probes to detect the presence of specific SNPs during PCR amplification. Melting curve analysis analyzes the melting temperature of the amplified DNA to identify SNPs. Fragment analysis separates DNA fragments based on size, allowing for the identification of SNPs. SNP microarrays, a technology that uses a chip with probes to detect SNPs. And next generation sequencing technology that can be used to identify SNPs. After the analysis has chosen a method and performed it, the DNA is then analyzed to look for certain SNPs.
By analyzing the DNA and the SNPs, scientists can figure out how a person looks, hair color, and even face structure. They can also try and match DNA to the DNA they already have in the system to see if it'll match anything. The SNP test was founded by Jun Wang, who was a Chinese scientist. He studied and experimented with DNA in different plants and animals. In 1999, Wang founded the bioinformatics group at BGI, which led China's contribution to sequencing 1% of the Human Genome Project. Also, the first time the SNP test was used in court was in a criminal case in 1986 in England with the Pitchfork rape and murder case.